Hello, beautiful light-filled souls. Thanks to those of you who signed up for my spiritual community, and thanks to those of you who've purchased a reading with me. It is such a joy to empower you on your journey to witness your own intuition and really affirm your direction in life a lot of times, because intuitive people often just need a little extra support because this world is not always supportive to intuition. So thanks again. And really from the beginning, since I've started this channel and started speaking, all I've really wanted to do is empower you to have more of a connection to the light. And so I hope today's message does that as well. This is about moving beyond competition and ultimately into greater unity with everyone. So how do we do that? So first of all, what's the beauty of competition? Anyone who's been in athletics or had a study partner in college knows that when you use competition to fuel you, to beat your own best time, to improve your serve, if you play tennis, to get better grades, that's a healthy aspect of competition. When you use it to be more of what you can be, to be more you, to shine brighter, that's beautiful. However, when it's used to degrade another human being, whether in private or in public, that's painful and that's sad. And I have been sideswiped by competition in the community, the spiritual community, so much so that I've let it dim what I do and let it kind of depress me on some level. You know, when I go to conferences and all people want from me is to retweet them or interview them or promote them or tell everyone about their latest thing, it gets a little tiring. I love helping other people shine and inspiring to do that, but you can feel used at some point, honestly, or you can feel like your own open heart is just out there for people to step on. And ultimately, that's just not the space I want to be in. You know, I'm grateful for all the wonderful people who are supportive and are collaborative and are inspirers out there. But I've been publicly and privately abused. And I'll tell you how gaslighting works. This is exactly how it works. So someone gaslights you in private and says that you're an abuser publicly, or says that you're the one with an ego when they're trying to take you down or take your spot or whatever. It's just so silly. Ultimately, my healing and your healing, if you've experienced this, is to not let anyone like that have space in your head, to really be in this place of, I am going to let that go. I am going to shine brighter. I'm going to be more in that light, because as I heal, you can heal too. And we all can experience more healing. So the way to move beyond competition is, yes, to let others understand that they are worthy of love and they are worthy of shining and they are worthy of all the good things out there, but so are you. And you can do that separately, and that is fine. That there is enough diversity of music, film, art. There are so many public spaces for people to be themselves that we don't really need competition. We can simply promote what we love what we love, and be in that state of flow. Because the only competition that you should be in is, am I bringing in the most light that I can bring in? Am I making divinity, creator, happy with what I'm doing? And if you are doing that and other people don't like it, who cares? Because we know as near death experiencers, at the end of life, the good you've done shows up, and it shows up within your life review, and it shows up in a way that makes you so joyful to see that. And the soul simply learns from the ways that it is growing or can and could have done better. So with that said, be careful out there because there are plenty of gaslighters and abusers, but see yourself as impenetrable to this, because if you are working with the light, you should be impenetrable. You should be protected by something far greater than you and far greater than others. And to the reader's question of, can we be the ones to provide love for the narcissist of the world? I've said this many times and I'll say it as clearly as I can. Not if it brings you down. If abuse dims you, harms your spirit, then you're not the one to help that person. You can, of course, send love energetically, and you can be in that space of wishing for healing, of working on your own healing so that ultimately you're not even playing into that. Because a lot of times people who are abusers or narcissists, if you feed that energy, then they continue with that kind of behavior. But if you give it no mind and you just do you and shine and be you and forget about it, then you're stronger than that. So I would say be stronger than the darkness, keep shining your light, and that will help others heal. But don't degrade yourself by letting yourself be pulled down by these energies, and ultimately celebrate the diversity of life, because when you look out there at all the different forms of music, movies, there's so much diversity that you can love what you love. There's no reason to hate something when you can instead talk about what you love, and don't compare your weaknesses to other people's strengths. So that is something I've been guilty of. My students and I often talk about different personality tests because they are required to take Myers-Briggs and DISC and Gallup and lots of different personality tests to see what kind of careers might suit them best. And when you, like, for instance, on the disc profile, I'm an influencer and dominant. That is it's a fun way to engage with life, because often you're inspiring others, reminding them of their best traits, but it has some weaknesses. Influencers can be overly optimistic and disorganized, because when you have a lot of ideas, you might not follow through on all the ideas. You simply have a lot of great ideas. Now, if I compared myself, and I have at times looked at people in the spiritual community who are highly organized, who record all their videos, who have a great platform, a great website, who perhaps have the money and time to invest in this, I can think, wow, I could do a much better job with all of this, but that's not my skill set. I'm not highly organized. I am, let's jump in and let's do as much good as we can and let's have fun with this type of person. And that has its place in the world. So don't compare your weaknesses to your strengths or to someone else's strengths. Just be the best you that you can be. Work on your weaknesses over time and lean on your strengths and have fun being you. Because ultimately, the more fun that you have being you on your path, on your spiritual path, just in your life, you give more good energy to this world. And that's what we need more of, is good energy, not that competitive, backbiting, gossiping, silly. Let's leave that behind. You can be you and be part of the whole and part of a unified experience. You can be happy, you can be whole, and you can give good energy to this world without engaging in the silliness of gaslighting and harming other people, either privately or publicly. And we know this. And here's another thing, it definitely wins in the end to shine your light and to be in that light of creator. But it wins in life too, because over time, people do see who has a pure heart and who is coming from a good place. They might be fooled for a time by egos, but I personally am getting better and better and better at seeing through ego. Like, I can spot it and just don't have anything to do with it. And in people that I've met and people that I follow, and yeah, and I'm even really getting better at seeing who has criminal connections. So, and this is in the media or just in the world in general. So, trust your own intuition and stay away from what can harm you, and simply believe that the light keeps you safe. because ultimately it does in so many ways. And anything else is meant to be a lesson, meant to be healed. I'm not saying this journey is an easy one, but it is one where we are removing a lot of darkness through that light. So may you be blessed, may you be whole.